Hi everyone, thought I'd just check in. We haven't done another showy video because we've had a long weekend here, but the weather was a little bit iffy and we didn't really get out and do as much sightseeing as we had planned. We originally planned to go away this weekend just gone, but unfortunately the weather here has been a bit dire. It was dry on the Saturday, so we did manage to go for a walk somewhere quite local, but didn't really want to take the chance of going away and sort of wasting the money really on paying for somewhere when the weather's just going to be a bit rubbish. So we stayed at home. So Sam had Monday off because here they give you a public holiday for the Queen's birthday. A tip for the UK because I don't know why we don't get one at home in the UK, but they do here. So Sam was home, which is brilliant. We, as I say, managed to get out on the Saturday for a dry walk. We went to Riverhead and Riverhead Forest, which was nice. I will pop like a little photo show on after this. Here you go.
Did they learn since that very day? Walking by the river and running like a blue streak through the fields and streams and meadows, laughing all the way. Oh, a redwood tree, please let us under. The redwood tree, it smells like rain, maybe even thunder. Won't you keep us from all harm? Wonderful redwood tree. And the boy and his father, when I looking for the lost dog.
So all in all, it was quite a good day, really. The weather didn't hinder us at all. After we finished our walk, we went through the little town villagey bit afterwards, and also had a little picnic in the van. Yeah, it was a great day. So there wasn't much going on, to be quite honest with you, afterwards. The towns are still sort of adjusting to level 2, so there wasn't really much there for us to see. So we headed home, watched a film, I think, and just chilled out, which was great. Yeah, all good. Then the Monday and the Sunday were both wet. The Sunday was the worst day. It was sort of on and off rain. But much to Sam's delight, the Takapuna markets are back open in level 2. Takapuna is the next sort of suburb up. We usually walk up there, but because of the weather, we took the car. I had a little look round. I think once things settle, it would be a really great market to go to regularly. So for instance, we got 500 grams of plums for 50 cents, which is about 25p, which is bonkers. It's insane. We wouldn't get that as, cheap in the UK, but yeah, the supermarkets here sell them for stupid money. So yeah, definitely we'll be looking to go back, and I think once everything's back in the swing of it. I think there'll be a lot more vendors there, and I think you'll be able to get a lot more. As long as you know your prices, I think you could probably pick up quite a few bargains. So that was great. After that, the weather came in and we came home and had a bit of a Pirates of the Caribbean binge, which was great, proper wet, like indoor, cozy up sort of feel. So we didn't really do much on Sunday. Monday was raining, but we had like dry spells, and it was warm enough, so we headed over to the MOTAT, which is the Museum of Transport and Technology, over in Auckland. So we headed over there, went to their first site, which is like the technology bit really, with the exception of like steam engines and a pump house, which was really cool. It was a good way to waste a few hours really, lots of interactive stuff, so it was really good for kids, and there was a lot of kids there, but yeah, a really good place to take kids for a day out, so naturally Sam loved it. Yep, so they've got another site as well, and normally they have a tram that runs between the two, but because of the level 2 like restrictions they've got in place and the social distancing, they weren't running that. So we just popped around the corner in the car. It's not too far, it's like a 5-minute drive. Headed up there where they've got like this big air display, which is sort of like a big bunker, full of airplanes, aircrafts, helicopters, and they had 2 exhibits on. Yeah, it was, really nice indoor thing to do. So we had a look round, and then after that, we, instead of coming straight home, we actually had a list of things we wanted to get to do Movana with, to progress that a little bit more. So we popped to Bunnings Warehouse on the way back home, and yay, it was so much less busy this time. I think when level 2 came in, people just flooded, because it was like, oh, it will be more normal now. Yeah, well, that's great, but if you all go there, then they have to put more distancing in, and it's just chaos. So the first time Sam went in level 2 was just ridiculously busy, and it was 1 in, 1 out. We went on Monday and it was so much less busy. We could go in together, which was good, because it just means that we can pick things out together. So like the worktops for the kitchen bit, we could both decide which one we both liked, rather than Sam trying to be a mind reader and guess what I would like, which would never happen. So that was good. So we managed to pick up the roofing, which is like a wood effect vinyl, which is my job apparently, so we'll see how that goes. And we picked up the floor for the cab, which is like a nice thick carpet to go underneath your feet, and hopefully that'll keep some warmth in as well. We didn't manage to get the flooring for the main bit of the camper, like the living area, yet, because Sam wants to cut all the units first, but we did manage to pick up some more wood for the units, and some MDF for the seating / bed area, which will like be the supports, and also be able to lift up to have storage under the seats. Once we've sort of made a bit more progress on that, I'll then be able to sort of cut and size the foam mattress that's going in and make some covers. So we were quite pleased with all the stuff we managed to get, and that's where Sam is now. He's out tinkering and painting and sort of like measuring up really what he's going to do over the next couple of days, with cutting and building structures and stuff, which is great. And also spraying the floor, because the floor of the van is white, but where they used to have the seats in the back and like all the car van equipment, the floor's gone all horrible, so we had to rip everything out, and Sam sort of sprayed all that, so that's all nice and clean. Yeah, so he's ticking on with that now. So Monday was really productive in that respect. Sam is still working from home, which is good. Means he can just sort of roll out of bed, really, log on, rather than having to sit in all the traffic that goes up and down the main road that he would have to drive down. So he's loving it. And we also got out on the cycle bikes again yesterday, which, yeah, I'm getting better. I'm better than I was. I'm definitely less painful today than I was the day after the last time we went, and did manage to make it from ours down the beach path to Torpedo Bay and back up, which I didn't think I'd be able to do because on Google Maps it doesn't look that far, but there's 2 seriously evil hills, so I did make them. I didn't even have to stop, so I'm really proud of myself. But definitely more practice is needed, so when it dries up, because at the moment it's blowing a hoolie and absolutely hammering it down with rain, but when it's dry again we're definitely going to get out on them because it was lovely. Like, the scenery is lovely, you can't knock it at all. Like, there's no better place to be able to cycle, and that's Sam's cycle route to work really when he does eventually cycle, so yeah, brilliant. And today we've managed to dodge the rain. We had quite a nice morning / lunchtime, so we headed down to the Philomel Reserve. So from our house it's like a nice, I don't know, 30-minute, 25-minute loop, which is over like a little bridge over a little reserve, and you can look out and see the Sky Tower, and then you come up through the Philomel like graveyard cemetery, where they've got war veterans or people who served buried, which is really nice, and there was actually some service personnel out tending to them today, which was really nice to see. And then we did a big loop and we came all the way back round Narrow Neck Beach and back up. So yeah, it was nice and dry and warm-ish for autumn. Quite windy though, we were really windswept, but yeah, can't complain. And as I said last time, Auckland's in a drought, so actually rain is what it needs. Can't complain, can't say anything else. A bit of a bummer when you want to get and do stuff, but hey, it's not cold. We live in a single pane windowed house flat, and I can't say I'm ever particularly cold. You know, I've got thin jumpers on when the weather does get a bit like this, but it's not cold. Like, compared to England, it's not cold. This time of year, this season in England, we were saying the other day we would be in full pyjamas, like thick pyjamas, dressing gowns, with a blanket on the sofa and the heating coming on for an hour in the morning. So we don't have that. Like, there's no radiators in this house, so like, it can't, you know, it's not that cold. But everyone here thinks it is. Everyone we've spoken to is like freezing, which is bonkers, but I'm sure we'll adjust to the climate. Yeah, and our landlords are staying this week. They arrived on Friday and they're staying till Friday, so we managed to meet them face to face this weekend, which was really nice. They're lovely. So they use it as a holiday home for themselves and for their daughter and son-in-law and grandchildren, on and off throughout the year, I think. I guess not so much over winter time, but they've been sort of pottering about and doing some gardening. We've had a little chat, which is good. And they've got a little dog. They've got what we think is a cockapoo, just very sort of shortly shaven. She's called Abby. She's 11. She's really sweet, so it's nice to get a little dog cuddle and a little dog fix. And we've also noticed the little collie across the road, who we now know is called Millie. She's been a lot more visible, I guess. She's sort of popped her head over the fence, and she likes to stay there until we walk over and stroke her head, which is really nice, because we are missing our baby. But he's having a great time from all the photos we get on the Newton HQ WhatsApp. But it's hard not having your dog here, so it's nice to have the little dog in next door this week. But yeah, other than that, we're fine. We're living a pretty mundane life, really. There's talk about level 1 next week, so we'll be able to update you more, I guess, next week as to what's happening here. We've obviously been following the news on the UK and the fact that your lockdown's been loosening, and obviously we've chatted to a few of you on and off, but just hoping that you're all staying safe. And now the lockdown's eased, at least you can see each other. You know, you might not be able to have a hug and sit in and have a meal together or whatever, but at least you can see each other in the garden and sort of have a chat and socialise, which is great. And fingers crossed the government pull their fingers out and sort something out for you that's, you know, a little bit better than what you've got at the moment. But the main thing is we just hope you're safe and well, and continue to stay safe and well. As I say, here we're pretty much back to normal, which is, you know, it's fine, it's good. So we're happy. We've had no new cases now for 12 days straight, so not one case. Yeah, which is insane. So the news are thinking that we've got rid of it, which just seems bonkers. I think the last I heard on the news, there is officially no active cases in New Zealand at the moment, which is crazy. So we will see what happens with them opening the borders up to Australia, because that is the next hurdle. And then I guess opening the borders up completely, but I don't think that's going to happen until they've got a vaccine, they've said. So fingers crossed, because as soon as they've got one, some of you guys might be able to come out and see us, which is, you know, what we're hoping on for. But no, that's it from us really. So I thought I'd do just a little update so you know what we've been doing, just so I haven't done complete radio silence. But we hope you're all okay, and take care, and we will speak to you soon. We miss you all. Lots of love.